guys, welcome back. So today I will be telling you about the new Royal Stars United requirements and why exactly we have them. So let's get right into it. So RSU's first new rule is that you must have Discord. Now, this is a very big one because I have found that the people that in RSU that have Discord come to more practices and they're more committed to the club. So that is why we have that requirement in place. I am noticing that some people that don't have Discord and are in the club, they still come to practices and they're still really good people. So I'm not really sure if that's going to be a requirement for long, but yeah. So the next new requirement for RSU is that you must be age 13 or older in real life. Now this is because we need to make sure that you're mature enough for the club, you know. We need to make sure that you're going to commit to dressage, that you're going to not make drama every day like some people used to in my club. We need to make sure that you're going to be there for others. We need to make sure that you can understand the club and our goals, which some younger people cannot, I have noticed. So that's why we have that requirement in place. Now, if you are not 13 but you're still or older and you're still mature enough for the club, we will give you a chance. Now you can show us how mature you are in your application form and during the test. Okay? The dressage test. So, you know, that's basically the only ways that you can show us. But yeah. So our next requirement is you must have the Generation 3 Frisian. Now this is because we don't want you to you know, you can't have a Lusitano and a Frisian in the same dressage line because then you can't do the Frisian move and it just gets all out of whack because we don't look so much in sync because we don't have the same horse. I don't know what it does, but it's so much better and it looks so much better when everybody has the same horse. So our next requirement is that you must be at least level 16 or above in Star Stable. And we would also like for your Frisian to be maxed, just so you can catch up with everybody and stay and keep good gaps. Now, we need you to be at least a level 16 or above because you need to be able to keep up with the people in front of you. If we have a level 8 and a level 20 in the same line, then the level 8 is going to be very behind and there's going to be humongous gaps and it's not going to look good. We're not going to be able to do dressage as a group. And the level 8 will just have to sit out of dressage until they can level up, and that's just not fair. That's just not fair at all. So that's why you need to be at least level 16. Now our next requirement is you must join all Discord calls if you have Discord during practices. Now you don't have to join all of our calls because we call just for random things, but you must join all of our calls during practices. This is because sometimes we discuss moves on there that the filter won't let us say, and we also listen to music that goes along with our routines, and it is just amazing, and that is why we have that requirement. So the next requirement is that you must come to all dressage practices. We only have 2 to 3 practices a week, depending on the week. Okay, that is not a lot, and I think that's a good amount of practices because you still get a good amount of dressage practices through that, like during that week, but it's not too much. for a person to handle. It's not too much stress, you know? So that is why we have... Oh, and you must come to every dressage practice, because how are you going to learn if you don't come to all dressage practices? We learn new stuff every day, and you're going to miss stuff if you don't come to one, because most likely we're not going to be going over the same thing in the next lesson, unless everybody just like completely bombed it in the last lesson. But we take things pretty fast, and that's why we have private lessons for the people that learn slower. So our next requirement is you must be advanced in dressage. Now you must be advanced in dressage, going off of the Source Stable Dressage Dictionary, because if you're not advanced, you're not going to know all the moves that everybody else in the club knows. Now, this is not a very set in stone rule right now, because a lot of people, most people in RSU are not advanced yet. They don't know that many moves. Most people in the club are beginner to intermediate, and that's why we're here, honestly. We're here to help teach people, but we're also here to do competitions and have fun doing dressage. So if you're not advanced, you can still apply for RSU, because we will probably still accept you if you're intermediate, or at least high beginner. Now, high beginner is where you know all of the beginner moves, except like one or two, because there aren't that many beginner moves. So the next new RSU requirement is that you must be committed to dressage. Now this means you're not goofing around during dressage. You're taking it serious, and you're actually learning. You're coming to every practice. You're helping the other people that don't get the moves. You're helping me demonstrate moves. You're helping give lessons. You're being there for others. You're not being rude. You know, that's all what I mean by committing to dressage. Now, you shouldn't be rude anyway, and that's not really committing, but you know, you still need to be nice to everybody. So those are the new RSU requirements, but I'm going to make a little twist. From now until April 3rd, you can apply for RSU even if you don't meet all of the requirements, like Discord, the level, the age, the dressage level. If you don't meet one or two of the requirements, then go ahead and apply, because I'm going to be very generous and I'm going to give a lot more people a try this month. So from now, as in when the video is posted, until April 3rd, you can apply to RSU even though you don't meet all of the requirements, and you will most likely get accepted, because I want to see how you guys do. I want to see how people that don't meet our requirements do in the club. I want to see how people that don't have Discord do. I want to see how people that do have Discord do. I want to see how low levels do. I want to see how low dressage levels do. I want to see how all these people do in RSU. Now, of course, on April 3rd, so you can apply until April 3rd, as in you can apply April 2nd, but you can't apply April 3rd. April 3rd applications will actually close for the first time ever for 2 weeks. So yeah, they will close for 2 weeks after April 3rd. And 2 weeks, because that is how long I'm going to give the people that join RSU or get accepted into RSU. That's how long they're going to get to prove themselves, get their level higher, do whatever they need to do. if they're not doing so well. If they're doing perfectly fine the way that they are, woohoo, they'll probably pass the trial period, because the trial period is 2 weeks long. And so you will get 2 weeks in RSU. You will not be removed for 2 weeks. And please don't leave for the 2 weeks either. Even if you don't like RSU, please stay for the 2 weeks just to see if it gets better. That is the time for us to see if you're a good fit and for you to see if you're a good fit. It's for all of us to see how you're going to do in RSU. So if you leave or get removed before then you're not really seeing if you're going to be a good fit, now are you? So that's what I'm going to do for you guys. I think it's going to be very fun and very, very interesting. I think it's going to be very good. Now, another thing that I'm going to do is I'm not going to check application forms until April 3rd. Now, this is because, well, I'll check them, but you won't get your results until April 3rd. Because I want all of the people, you see, once you do the application form, you get a dressage test, so that we make sure you're the level that you say you are, or whatever. And during that, we'll see how mature you are, how well you do the moves and stuff. And I want to see a humongous group doing dressage during the test. I want to see a huge group doing it for the test. You're all going to be doing dressage together, like a big old club. And that's how I'm going to see how you're going to do, how you do. And just, that's how we're going to do this. So, your test, I'm not sure what day the test will be yet, because that's a long time from now. But April 3rd is on a Saturday. So I will most likely do it on April 3rd, the test, if everybody can make it. Now, if there are a few people that can't make it that day, then I'll reschedule them another time. But the rest of the people, well, no. If you can't make that test time and day, then you know what? It's just, that's, I want everybody to join the club at the same time, the same day, the same time, everything, so that I can see how well they do. Because if somebody joins a day later than them, it's not fair, because the other people have a day longer, a day more to get used to the club, It's just not fair if somebody joins a day later and they are in the same race or whatever as them. So this is just a little test for me, just to see, well, it's not a test, but it's just for me to see how various different people do in RSU, just so I can make the requirements how I want after this little thing that I'm doing, and just make the requirements in RSU final, make how we're going to do stuff final, because this will really show me how RSU is going to be, and it will help grow us. It will help me see what I need to do for the club. It will help me see how I can help the club. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, please mail me in-game. I empty out my mailbox every day if it gets full, which most of the time it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So, if my mailbox is full, just wait a day and it will clear up, because I will delete all the unnecessary mail. I respond to the mail and then I delete the mail. That's how I do it. If it's important, I take a picture of it and then delete it. So I still have it, but it's not clogging up my mail. So most of the time my mail is mostly empty. I have to go clean it out right now because, it's pretty messy. But anyway, just mail me Audrey Haypark, in-game. Don't mail Isabella Songborn, my alternate account, because I am Well, I'm on it, but just not enough to check my mail or keep up on my mail. So if you have any questions or anything, don't mail my alternate. Mail Audrey Haypark. And yeah. Also, if you can't fill out the application form because you're not allowed or whatever, I am very sorry, but I can't make an exception on that. I have to make it I have to keep the requirement as to you filling out the application form. That's just a requirement I can't let go. So yeah. I hope this video helped all of you out there wondering stuff about RSU. And again, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this answered any of your questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and apply for RSU. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.